Well, hey friends, it is time for another coffee chat. I am very excited to do this. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a coffee chat here and not traveling. The last kind of coffee chat get ready with me I did was in Disney, which was very fun, but it's just not quite the same. So I'm excited to be back and doing this with you guys here. I asked you guys on my Instagram for any questions you may have, burning questions, topic ideas. And as usual, you guys came through. So I'm excited to answer some of your guys' questions, give you some life updates, and just have our monthly chat together. So I wanted to thank Merit for sponsoring this portion of the video. We're gonna do our makeup really quickly before we get to the coffee chat portion. A lot of times I do them at the same time, and honestly, you guys, sometimes it's a little bit hard to do both at the same time. So I started using Merit products years ago, and I think the reason I've fallen in love with so many of their products is because they're incredibly easy to use, and they're products that I almost feel like I could do my makeup without a mirror with some of these. They're so user-friendly. I'm really excited to share that Merit actually let me create some custom sets for you guys that can save you up to $24. I will have the sets below. There are two different ones that have my favorites that I'm gonna show you me applying them right now and chat about why I love them. So thank you, Merit, for letting me do that. I'm so like that. I think this is the first time I've ever done this with a brand, so that was really exciting. So these custom sets are actually the only way you can get a discount on Merit products. So it's only available for a limited time if you do wanna save some money. All right, so one of the products from Merit that might be the first one I fell deeply in love with is their Brow 1980. I feel like this is an underrated product from them. I'm actually really excited to have a restock of this because I have gone through 3 of these in the past, I don't know, year and a half. It is the most perfect amount of product. I never have to wipe the brush off. Almost every brow gel like this that has a tint that I use, I have to wipe the spoolie off before going in because it's too pigmented. No. This is the perfect amount of pigment. And I feel like for me, with 2 young kids, like if I'm actually taking the time to get ready, I'm doing it quickly. Like especially if the kids are with me, pulling on my leg, wanting to sit on my lap, you know how it is. So this brow product is one of my holy grails. It is definitely, out of all of the ones I've tried, the easiest one to apply. And I just feel like it's so flexible and comfortable to wear for every day too. So I don't wear eyeshadow a lot of days, but if I'm doing it, I'm doing something like this. This is Merit Solo Shadow. I've loved the shade Studio for quite a while. I love these because they're a quick buildable sheer wash of color. You can't screw them up. You can apply them with your finger or brush. They blend in so easily. I find that they wear really well throughout the day too, and they just give that kind of low-key, effortless vibe, I feel like, to your eyes. I actually want to use a shade called Social for you guys because I've used Studio a lot. This one is a little bit darker and cooler than, I wouldn't even say darker, it's just a little bit cooler than Studio. But like I said, it's buildable. You can apply it with a brush directly. You can blend it with a brush. You can just do your fingers. It's so easy to use. And like I said, I just feel like it can look really effortless. So I finished with some liner and mascara for the eyes just so you could see it all together. I just love that it's got this soft matte finish. It's got antioxidants and peptides in it, and there's no fallout. So it's just one of those easy, lovely one and done shadows. Okay, no surprise here. One of my absolute favorite products and biggest recommendations from Merit is their Flush Balm. The shade I originally fell in love with was Stockholm. I also am really enjoying Beverly Hills. They also sent me some fresh ones of some of these, and I gotta be honest, I'm glad for that because some of these are really beat up, and so to show you close-ups of the newer ones is gonna be nice. Better for you guys. But I love this because you can just go ham. You can absolutely go ham directly on the skin, kind of blend out the edges. I've applied this with a brush as well. It's just so easy. You could also put it on your finger and apply it that way. I just feel like it makes your skin look so youthful. And I don't know that I've tried a cream blush formula that's quite like this. I love how it's sheer, but you can absolutely see it. You can't screw it up. Like I said, you could do this without a mirror. And I'm a big fan of these shades that are really close to my skin tone because I feel like, again, that for me adds to the effortlessness of this product. Stockholm, by the way, is a little bit pinkier, and then Beverly Hills, as you saw, is like a very beautiful neutral color. I also love that it's got vitamin E as well, so it's just lots of good skin-loving ingredients. And one thing I really like about Merit as a brand is their products are designed not to clog your pores, which is great. I feel good applying their stuff. I actually had on my lips their clear Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil in Bel Air. I'm loving this. I just wiped it off because I want to put on their lipstick to show you. But the clear one is going into my purse because this shade, if you will, is new to me. But the second you apply their Shade Slick, and I'll show you some colored ones too, I start to notice my lips look less lined. It's not sticky, it's not thick. Look at that, oh my gosh. But no, great, now I gotta wipe it off because I wanna put on the lipstick. So next up, we're gonna throw on their signature lip. This is in the shade Baby. I feel like this is one of their most classic staple colors, but they have squalane oil, raspberry oil, vitamin C, like all kinds of really great ingredients for your lips. And I think what I love about these is that they feel like a lip balm. Like they don't feel thick, they don't feel dry, they just feel like you're wearing a lip balm, but it's a lipstick. And of course they have, I am a neutral girl, so of course that's what I'm going for, but they have nice bright colors too, if that's what you're looking for. This is such an easy shade, I feel like, for every day for me. But I love that it is buildable as well. So if you wanted more pigment, like one swipe is gonna be more sheer, you can build it up to be the full color like I did. And then they're Shade Slick. So I showed you the kind of, I'm gonna say clear, but if you look at it, it's actually got a little bit of glimmer to it. That was in Bel Air. But I also have the shade Au Naturel, which is like the OG one I loved. And then my new favorite in Pink Beet. These have omega fatty acids. They've got rosehip oil, which is one of my favorite skincare ingredients of all time. Again, these are not sticky. They're not sticky at all. They're so comfortable. And this shade in Pink Beet complements the shade Baby so perfectly. Comfortable. Not overly sticky, gloopy, thick like a lot of the glosses that are out there. So if you're not into that, I really think you would love these Shade Slicks. So that is Au Naturel here, and that's Pink Beet, just to show you a comparison. Last but not least, something that surprised me how much I liked it, and it is their Day Glow Highlighting Balm in the shade Kava. Again, this has squalane in it, olive fruit oil, amino acids, so skin-loving ingredients. It's not gonna clog your pores. But this is different than most, if not all, highlighters I've tried. It doesn't tend to mess up the makeup underneath. So even if I were going with more of a full coverage look, I have traveled with this. I'll just take it and tap it right on top like I am. And it always looks beautiful. It doesn't remove the makeup. But what I love is it's not a bunch of like shimmer. It just makes you look so youthful, so glowy. I think in the way that most of us want. And for me, I've shied away from a lot of highlighter because I don't want that glitteriness to like highlight my fine lines. This does not do that. And it just gives you that more natural but beautiful glow. Like this is coming with me on our next trip for sure. So that's my Merit Girl look. I absolutely love their products. So let me read to you what is in the 2 custom sets if you're interested in saving some money. Like I said, it's for a limited time to do the Jessica and Merit custom sets, and you can save up to $24. Okay, so to get my Jessica's must-haves set, that comes with 4 of my favorites. So it comes with the Flush Balm, the Highlighting Balm, the 1980 Brow, and the Solo Shadow. Of course, you get to pick what color of these things that you would be interested in. And the Jessica's Favorite set has the same 4 products from the must-have set, but it also comes with their Shade Slick and their signature lip. Again, you get to choose your colors. Another thing that is so cute is that your first purchase on Merit's site, you get a free signature bag, which is adorable. You can fit a lot in this, by the way. Plus, they offer free shipping on orders over $40 on Merit's site. And if you've actually ordered with Merit before, you can sign up to earn rewards with their newly launched loyalty program. So I will have both of the custom sets linked below and all of my favorite Merit products down there. Thank you so much to Merit for sponsoring this part of the video. So let's chat. Some of your guys' questions, you were coming through with some very different questions that I've never been asked. A lot of times I'll see similar questions and I'll just kind of lump it into one. But there were a lot of just unique questions. So let's start with this one because I found it interesting and I don't know that I've ever been asked this before. Is it hard not having a personal social media account? Rachel Bear 3 asked. I wouldn't say it's hard. So I do have my own personal like Facebook, so I can keep up with like family and friends through that, although I don't really post to it very often. I used to try to have a personal Instagram years ago, and again, I don't think I ever posted to it. I often wonder if I didn't do this for my job, if I would ever really post to social media, because back in the day when I started this, I was doing it for fun. And I would post just all kinds of stuff. It wasn't just makeup, but then eventually it was mostly just makeup. And I obviously leaned into that. But I do wonder in today's day and age, like obviously I can get exhausted from social media the same way any of us do, but especially since this is part of my job, I have to view it differently. And so I do wonder, you know, I'll see friends of mine that post to, let's say, Facebook or Instagram all the time about their family or their kids and whatever. And I'm like, would I do that? Would I post that much if I didn't do this for a job? Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. And I feel like I wouldn't, but I think that's just because I don't now. And there is a part of me that's like, I kind of wish I posted more to my Facebook and shared more of my kids, because it's private, right? But I wish I shared more of that with the people I am friends with on Facebook, because generally, and I need to go through my like Facebook friends list again, but generally I try to keep it small who's on there and like friends with me, but I don't know. I just don't have the time. And like even we'll go on big trips and I still won't post many photos. And I don't know what the disconnect for me is. Even like trips I'll go on that like, I feel like I don't even post those to Instagram for you guys. And there's no real reason. Like obviously I might not be posting ones with my kids, but I never sit and take the time to post them. I always just feel like you guys wouldn't care to see them. Like, I don't know. And maybe that's not true. You let me know what you think, but I do want to be better about posting photos of me and with Tyler and stuff like that. You guys know I'm not going to post a bunch of the kids, but or even posting photos that maybe the kids are in, but like have a heart over their face so you can't see it, because there's so much I want to share with you guys, but I just hold back. Like, I feel like if you did not know that I was out of town or going somewhere, you would never know, because other than sharing with you guys, like in my personal life, I don't share anything. I don't share a lot, and I want to be better about that. But then I ask myself like, well, why though? Like, what would be the benefit? But I'm like, well, that's true for so much. Like, why does anyone post anything? So round and around I go. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not even sure if any of that made any sense to you guys. I'm talking about a very niche problem here, right? And it's not even really a problem. One of the questions I got was, Ellen Grace asked, when did you start drinking coffee? Was it love at first sight or a college necessity? I actually did not drink it in my first go round of college. So it's kind of funny. I didn't drink it until I met Tyler, and he got me onto it, which is just funny. But we were both like putting tons of vanilla creamer. Like that was the only way I could handle it. And now I actually don't really love the taste of sweetened creamer. So I usually just do half and half. But yeah, it wasn't quite a college necessity. I was also in school for musical theater, and we were up at like 8 a.m. to do ballet. So I'm like, I can't imagine like drinking coffee before an 8 a.m. ballet class or like a conditioning class. I don't know, I say that. I probably could have done like a shot of espresso. That would have been great. A Human 95 said, do you ever deal with imposter syndrome? Hope you're doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well too. Oh my gosh, imposter, come on. Don't we all, right? This maybe should be my next like Getting Real with Jess series video. And if you haven't caught my first few in that series, they're like my deep dives and deep chats into topics. I will link my playlist below. We've covered perfectionism and something else. How do I not remember? I think what helps me with imposter syndrome is that everyone has imposter syndrome. And Tyler and I were discussing this the other day. Anyone that doesn't think they're an imposter in their field or in their life, whatever, is probably a sociopath. Like, honestly, because no matter, I mean, I feel like even the like top of their craft person still has that feeling of like, I probably shouldn't be in charge. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to give like myself grace where I'm like, you know what? I've been doing like this job, for example, a long time. So if not me, who? You know what I mean? If not, like if I'm invited to an event, I usually don't go. But if I were, I'm always like, no, like I'm not a real influencer. I'm not a real content creator. But, you know, there are better people out there that are better at this or better at makeup or better at their Instagram, whatever. But I'm like, I mean, why not me? That was the title of, Mindy Kaling did a book called Why Not Me? I should reread that because that was years ago and I remembered really liking it. But it's kind of that idea, like, you know what? Why couldn't it be me for that job or that promotion or that whatever? But it's hard. I mean, easier said than done, but it does help me with my own inner peace, knowing that everyone has imposter syndrome, even the people at the top. Amy Blackburn said, no question, but thank you for mentioning the bird app. I'm having so much fun with it. Okay, you guys, this app is called Merlin, M-E-R-L-I-N. It's free. It is my new obsession. I'll sit in the backyard and you just pull it up and you hit like start recording, and it will tell you in real time as it's listening to the birds and recording it, what birds you are hearing. It's incredible. If that doesn't sound incredible to you, what is wrong with you? That is so cool. Wow. I mean, and so now I'm already noticing myself, now that I've done it for a week or two, I'll hear birds and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a song sparrow, or oh yep, that's an American robin. And it's cool because you tell them like where you live, so it downloads these like packs of like the most likely birds it is. It is so much fun. It makes me excited to try it in other places when we travel to other parts of the country, because I'm like, I mean, undoubtedly there's gonna be other birds and you'd be curious like what you're seeing, what you're hearing. I think you can also, I've only done the sound version, but I think, let me see, you can do ones where you can take a photo and it will tell you what kind of bird it is. So cool. 22 Kim G said, what kind of water features behind our house? So it's actually just like a, do you call it a retention pond? Like it's just like a little pond. We were told it used to be a quarry, so it's actually like way deeper than you would think. And I would believe that because we do have quarries not far from like just like our town. So I would believe that. I'm sure there was a way I could like find out if it was. I'm not that concerned, but it is just kind of interesting. Definitely could not imagine not having a fence. However, with young kids, like being on water, I've gotten questions about that. Like, aren't you scared? Of course. They are not allowed in the backyard alone. They just aren't. I mean, for many reasons, maybe when she's just a little bit older, but for right now, they're not ever in the backyard alone. And yeah, I would definitely not live there with young kids without a fence. Nina Praise said, how do you manage being a mom to 2 young children and get work done? I have help. I have help. Period, point blank. If you are watching, like, let's say what someone like me does, and you're like, well, how does she do it? Like, I have 2 young kids and I can't get anything done. Y'all, I can barely get anything done, and I do have the kids either like in school or something like that a few days a week, and I still can't get anything done. So I'm telling you, social media is such a lie. I know you know that, but I have to remind myself of that all the time. Like I'll see people and I'm like, how is this person getting all of this done? And they've got, like for me, of course, I'm looking at other influencers doing what I do. And I'm like, how are they doing all this? And they have all the kids. And then I find out like, oh, their kids are in school 5 days a week, or, oh, like I have help. I would not be able to do what I do without help. So if you're watching this and you're a stay-at-home parent and you're like, I don't know, you are doing everything right. People are getting things done because they may have help, or they've hired someone, or they have their kid in daycare for a day or 2, or preschool, whatever that looks like. You know, the only way someone would be able to have like a perfectly clean house with 2 very young kids and all that stuff is if they were not really spending time with their kids at all. And that I'm fully convinced of, because the times I'm having days with them where I'm at home with them and, you know, I'm trying to spend some time with them, but I'm also trying to get dishes done, I don't get anything done. I don't get anything done. I am lucky if they watch Bluey for like 15 minutes so that I can actually get the dishes switched. And that's about all that gets done that day. So I like to kind of breathe air into this discussion, because I don't want you to ever get the impression that I've got all my stuff together. I certainly do not. And the only way I'm getting anything done is because I have a few days a week where I actually can come here and focus on work or whatever. And then sometimes I have to use some of this time that I should probably be working to actually get some stuff done at home, like folding laundry or doing the dishes or whatever. Lenley Woolman said, update on that Laneige sleeping mask you picked up. Okay, I'll pop on the screen which one it was. It's like in light pink packaging. I just bought it during the Sephora sale. It has such a strong smell, you guys. When I'm putting it on my skin, I'm like, I hope you're not gonna break me out. Like, I've only used it like 4 or 5 times. I don't know that I want to use it anymore because the smell is so strong. I'm like, I don't like this. Like, I don't want to put, and I know I'm probably in my head, but I don't know if my skin can be sensitive to fragrance. I know my body skin can. And so it's just one of those things that I'm like, I wish they would have made it without that strong smell. So I don't know that I would recommend it. I'm not sure that I would even finish it, which is such a shame. Lacey Hendershaw asked, I want to break the cycle of body shaming. How do you show self-love in front of the kids? So I love this question because this has been paramount in our minds right now. Tyler and I just the other day talked about because we'll talk about working out, right? And Genevieve knows, like, we'll go on runs and she'll say, oh, Daddy, did you have a good run? Or Mom, did you have a good workout? It's so sweet. Ever since she can remember, her mommy and daddy have done things like that in some capacity. So we have tried to kind of reiterate to her, like, do you know why mommy and daddy work out? Or do you know why we like to go on runs? What we have been telling her, and it's true, is like beyond the fact that, okay, when you work out, yes, you might lose weight, or yes, you might whatever, XYZ. But at the end of the day, like, what we've been telling her is it makes mommy and daddy feel good when we work out. It makes our body inside feel really good. It helps our mind, clear our mind. So getting that mentality in her mind that is why you should do stuff like that. Yes, it's good for you. It's good for you body and soul, baby. Like, and it really is. And for us, like, yeah, I would say that generally, especially at this point in my life, a main reason I like to work out is because it does make me feel better. And when I go weeks without doing something good for me, I feel it. You know what I mean? And the mental health benefits too. I mean, my goodness, that has made such a difference. So with food, you know, we'll talk about salad. Like, we're in an era where we're trying to get them to try new food, especially Genevieve. Felicity will eat anything. Trying to get new foods, and she's come a long way. She's trying all kinds of stuff. And, you know, I'll explain, you know, she likes to eat salad from time to time, especially if we grew it in the garden. She'll eat that, which is fascinating to me. And so I'll say, you know, why mommy and daddy try to eat lots of fruits and vegetables? It's because, again, same reasoning, our body likes it. It's good for our body. Mommy and daddy want to live a long time, and eating more fruits and vegetables and drinking water can help us live a long time. So I feel like, I hope, listen, y'all, I'm not an expert on any of this, so please take everything with a grain of salt, as I always say. But I hope that that's instilling in her that it's important to take care of yourself, for no one else but yourself, to make your body feel good, to hopefully help you live a long, healthy life, etc. I try not to talk about my body in front of her. And really, I just try not to talk about my body too much at all. And I think that's a big thing. I mean, we live in 2024. Our kids are going to grow up knowing that, you know, a lot of famous people look a certain way. And you know what I mean? There are these certain standards out there. That's going to be unavoidable no matter what, living in today's day and age. But at least to have, you know, if I'm helping create her inner voice at this age, I'm hoping that there can be some deep-rooted core beliefs about self-love in there. Boy, I hope so. I'm working hard at it. Probably too hard. She's like, okay, Mom. Kelly G81 asked, did you see the Northern Lights? No, and we tried. Oh my gosh, so many people near us did, but we tried each night and no go. Rach O. Christine asked, is podcasting easier or harder than YouTube vlogs and content? It's just different, and it depends on how you do it. Like, a lot of podcasters just record the sound and that's the podcast. I mean, that is a podcast. But because for our Disneyville podcast, we do a video version, it's a lot harder. I mean, it involves a lot more. So we have our editors actually edit that video, and they put like B-roll of what in the world we're talking about over it so you can see video of it. So it kind of ends up becoming a full-blown YouTube video anyway. But I wouldn't say it's harder, it's just different, like I said, and we've had to figure out a different style of equipment. And I say we, I mean, Tyler's been really doing the legwork. But it's been frustrating trying to figure it out and get the right stuff, and then we're not happy with the sound, so figuring that out, and then we're not happy with the lighting, figuring that out. And we still, I feel like, have some stuff to figure out, but generally, we have just been so enjoying it. It also takes a different kind of planning depending on what the topic is for that day. So it's been a fun outlet for us for our Disney love that we have. But yeah, not easier or harder, just different. KV Buchert asked, do you run more than 5K? I have the same hip issue as you. I'm wanting to go from 5K to 10K. I did a 10K in January in Disneyland, and I was fine. I think my hip issues haven't been as bad. I better knock on wood because it was kind of sore the other day, but I have been doing some hip stretches, like the one where you kind of have like one leg in front of you at a 90-degree angle and the other one, I can't do it. That's what one of the chiropractors I've worked with had me do actually when I was pregnant, and it helped a lot. And ever since I've started incorporating that multiple times a week, before, after, or both of a workout, my hip hasn't been bothering me as much. I also have not been, now that the weather's nicer, I haven't been running as long of distances, but now that it is, I might. And so we'll see if it flares up. But yeah, I feel like if you've done a 5K, you can do a 10K. You might want to do a little more training, and definitely always stretching before and after. Oh my gosh, always. I'll link my two favorite before run and post run 5-minute warm-ups and cool-downs down below. I do the same ones every time. I love that the warm-up I do, it's like a dynamic one, which can be really good for you, and then the cool-down just seems to be working really well for my hips. One of the things she says in the cool-down video I'll link is something like, you can't just ask your body to do these runs without some kind of buffer between your everyday life and the run. And then between the run and your, just going to sit back down. You need to give your body that buffer of stretching or warming up and cooling down on both ends of it, especially as you're getting older. You can't just ask your body to do all of this without that. So that's something I keep in mind all the time, and I always make time to do it. And that I really do think has made a huge difference. VG Bristow asks, which facial hair do you prefer on Tyler? I actually really like when he has just stubble. So handsome. Or like, I like his beard. Like when he's clean shaven, he hates being clean shaven. I do prefer him with stubble and not necessarily clean shaven, although he is handsome in all of the ways. I also like when he has a beard, but I don't love, and he knows this, we joke about it all the time, when it's really, really long, which he hasn't gone really, really long in a long time. I like it kempt and cute. He's just so handsome. Vicky Lou 11 asks, do you miss the old days of YouTube with Cozy Mug? Oh my gosh. Cozy Mug unboxings. Or do you prefer the way YouTube is now? Love you. Love you right back. Gosh, Cozy Mug unboxings just like unlocked. So if I even remember right, was it like tea and like tea accessories like in a subscription box? I think I am nostalgic for the old YouTube days of just like those random subscription unboxings and just like, I don't know, the almost chaos of it all. But I don't know that I really, really miss those days. I really like, for me, the content I've been doing. Like I'll make my content calendar for the month. And if there's a video that sticks out that's like, I don't really want to do that, I change it. And so the videos I'm doing are ones I'm genuinely so excited to do. And I like the balance I've struck. And so I don't know that I would want to go back. I really don't, but I'm definitely nostalgic for it, right? Like you look back on those days with rose-colored glasses and yeah, just like filming those videos at my parents' house. Like it's all happy memories. All right, I think we're gonna end it there. Honestly, because my allergy symptoms are starting to ramp up and I'm like, I'd better go. What did our doctor say recently? To take your allergy medicine at night before bed, like if it's a 24-hour one. So we've been doing that for a while, and I do think my allergies have been a lot better. Starting earlier, like weeks earlier than I would typically get symptoms, has helped, and doing it at night. And then I also have heard that doing nasal rinses during allergy season, I'm doing those all the time if I'm sick. But doing a nasal rinse during allergy season each day can be really great at kind of just getting all the allergens out. So I'm about to go do that. Thank you again so much to Merit for sponsoring a portion of this video. Again, I'll link my 2 custom sets I made with Merit down in the description box, also in the pinned comment. Again, it's limited time. It's the only way you can get a discount on Merit's site, so I'm so excited about it. I hope that you guys will subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.